It's open. The tray's on the bed.
Chief Superintendent Franks.
Yes?
MI5, sir.
You can sit on the bed.
No, thank you, sir.
Well, gentlemen, what can I do for you?
You have made contact with a Libyan national, one Abdul Hamid Bereket. How do you know this man, sir?
Hang on. What's all this about? If you know I'm here, you must know why I'm here. I haven't got time to mess about. I was told the politicos had no part in this operation. Now you come banging on my door.
We do have no part in your case, Chief Superintendent. We don't want to know what you're doing or why. That's not our brief. But I repeat, you have made contact with Mr. Bereket. Why and how do you come to be associated with him?
Now, just 1 minute. Bereket made contact with me, not the other way round. You get your facts straight. Mr. Bereket had certain information relevant to my case that he considered I ought to be aware of. Very rightly, as it turned out. I'm not at liberty to say what, nor do I intend to.
And how do you know this man, sir?
We had occasion to give him protection after trouble at his embassy. It made the headlines, if you remember. I was in charge of the job. He remembered my name. Does that answer?
Not enough.
Oh, now look, lads. I'm late, I'm still tired, and I'm getting very cross. It's going to have to wait. Got things to do.
I'm sorry, sir, but you're not going anywhere until we're satisfied. And we do have powers to detain you, as I'm sure you're aware.
If I didn't know such things were beneath you, I'd think that there was a little bit of personal spite in this. You think I'm poaching, is that it?
Abdul Hamid Bereket, dissident Libyan subject. Very sensitive area, sir. Now, can you tell us when and where the meeting took place?
Well, if you know all about the meeting, you'd better ask him. He has more time than I do just at the moment.
We would have asked him if we could, sir. He's dead.
I see. We know who?
We hoped you might.
No, I'm sorry. All right, let's start again. I didn't really know the man. We met, as I've said. I was later helpful in getting him permission to stay in the country.
Yes, we know that, sir. That's why we're here. We thought you might like to help us without having your arm twisted.
I met him again yesterday in a Glasgow hotel, about 3 o'clock. I was with him for less than 20 minutes. What we discussed is classified.
It may be necessary to unclassify, Chief Superintendent. This is very much our area. We want to know, sir.
No. Gentlemen, you can't just take me into custody, and you know it. You also know that I'm busy with a case, and you are policemen enough to appreciate what that means. You must take my word that no infringement of national security has occurred or is likely to occur.
With respect, sir, we're the best judge of that. The man you spoke with is a Libyan national and a dissident. He's suddenly dead, and it wasn't a heart attack. And as we've said, Libya's a very sensitive area for us.
A great deal of money is being spent in many areas to give Libya a better press than it's been having. You don't have to tell me.
Snide remarks don't help. Now, what was the meeting about, sir?
I'll go so far and no further. My case involves a known terrorist as a victim. He's dead.
Werner Werber. Yes, sir, we know about him. And the killer?
Possibly another one. I am not at liberty to say.
You're not being as helpful as we would wish, Chief Superintendent.
Nevertheless, it's all you're going to get. Now, if you don't mind, I have work to be done. Pardon me.
Good morning, gentlemen.
We know who you are, Captain Percival.
My department has made contact with your department. I think you will find that your orders have been rescinded. And now, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, Chief Superintendent.
want to lay off these big Highland birds.
What do you mean, Grace? Grace?
You took your time getting here, didn't you, sir?
Fraternizing with the locals, WPC Baker? Where are you putting us, Sarge?
Next door, sir. It's not all that big, but doesn't have a lot of notice. They're just finishing your emergency exchange, 6 lanes. Will that do?
That's fine. This is Inspector Clark. My name is Perry.
And mine is Galbraith. And this one is Willie Mackay, and the lassie's policewoman Allen.
Hi, fine.
How do you do?
What's being done about auxiliaries?
They're sending 18 constables from divisional stations and some more from DHQ. They'll be here by 11, I fancy.
Ah, Detective Chief Superintendent Franks was in charge of the case, and Captain Percival.
Captain Percival's a message for you. Will you contact your office?
You can use the phone through here, sir.
John, Danny, I want you in our room, wherever it is now. Any chance of a cup of coffee, Sergeant? I didn't get much of a breakfast.
Tea, sir.
Might have guessed.
Well, I'll fetch some coffee in.
You're a good man. Where are we then?
This way, sir. Inspector Hallisey's special branch is waiting for you.
All right. Get rid of this lot.
All right. Lads.
Chief Superintendent Franks. This is Chief Inspector Perry,
How you
Inspector
do?
Clark. Hello.
Hallisey.
Better find yourself some chairs. Mr. Perry will fill you in, Inspector, after I've finished, but for the moment we've got immediate action to be taken. Oh, Captain Percival and Inspector Hallisey. Now, we know or we believe that Gabrielle is in this immediate area. We also believe that our assassin is here too, but what we don't know is where.
I think we may. I've just heard from the French that an old colleague of Gabrielle's, one Agatha Kendrick, has a cottage at Crabster. Now, where's that?
Crabster. There.
Apparently they were very close at one time, so it must be odds on that Gabrielle would go to her old chum for sanctuary. Inspector...
Hallisey.
Hallisey, of course. Would you check on that immediately, but discreetly? Bear in mind that if it's true, it might also be known to our potential assassin.
Any suggestions as to where a stranger with a hunting rifle might go to look for accommodation? I mean, probably posing as someone here for the shooting.
The season doesn't start for a couple of days.
Stalking, then.
Well, unless he's renting a croft or a holiday bungalow, and there aren't many of those about, it'll be B&B in the town. Or else he's staying at one of the local hotels. There are quite a few good ones. Or it could be a caravan.
I'll get moving on that, sir.
Right. Yes?
Message for yourself from Chief Constable Ware. Glasgow have come through with a lead. The traffic warden noted a dark blue Cortina, registration number NRD 907X, parked outside John Dixon's. The driver answered the description of the suspect.
Right, Danny, get onto that. Governor. All right, John, check out the hotels. Oh, get Sergeant Galbraith's advice on that. Any ideas to when we're going to get some men, Sergeant?
About 11, sir. They've a way to come. Policemen aren't that thick on the ground in Argyll.
Well, if she's there, and if you want to talk to her, we better pick her up.
No. Not yet, Mr. Franks. Just stop her being killed, if you don't mind.
And if I do mind?
I pull rank, I'm afraid.
Your rank doesn't mean a thing to me. I stand as high as you, Captain Percival.
Believe that if you wish, but understand this. My masters will back me, and they outrank everyone. There is no way we can bring her in without charging her, and that means alerting the press, the world press. And we can no more accuse Gabrielle de Faujas of having been a terrorist than we could Mother Teresa of Calcutta. The woman's on a pedestal.
She's got friends in high places, eh? Oh, I can read it all. It's an old story. Expediency above all. That's your stock in trade, isn't it?
If you like. I'd call it common sense. Either way, it's a useful commodity for survival. The Third World War's been going on ever since the end of the Second, you know. That's nearly 40 years. And without a measure of common sense or expediency, it would long since have developed into world massacre. Leave the big game to the players who understand the rules, Chief Superintendent. So we protect Gabrielle as if she were the saint we would like her to be. And then we send her on her way.
Governor?
What?
Agatha Kendrick, Pelour Cottage, Crabster.
Right, get every available man over there. Set up total surveillance and protection. Use the auxiliaries to find our assassin.
If Gabrielle is there, do we make contact, sir?
Oh, I don't see why not. She might as well know that we're looking after her. Might give her a good night's rest.
You leave that to me.
Right, Governor.
We're concentrating on the hotels and lodges first, sir, and we put out a call for that Cortina.
Yes, all right. Find out what you can about this Agatha Kendrick.
Yes, good idea. I shall be following that up, too. Well, now I'll be on my way, Chief Superintendent.
Oh, are you going back to London?
No. Since I'm up here, I thought I might look up an old naval friend of mine, Lord Marston, at Benegg.
Where in Benegg, exactly?
The castle, of course. That's all there is at Benegg. You can Get me at Invelocity 255. It's only half an hour away.
Hello, Doctor.
Oh.
Can you spare a moment?
Oh, yes, certainly. Just having a wee tinker. Well, now, don't tell me you're not feeling well.
Oh, no, there is nothing wrong with me that rest will not cure. I just wanted to talk to you about Agatha. Or is it a breach of confidence?
Ordinarily it would be, Hein, but, well, Agatha's alone, and she has been alone for some time. In fact, I was beginning to think she had no friends. I'm very glad you turned up. No, I don't mind talking about her. There's nothing wrong with her. She just goes off her head from time to time. Most of us do, now and again. It's nothing, it's unimportant. But, Agatha does worry me a wee bit.
What does she do? She isn't violent, surely.
Oh, bless you, no. Well, it started a couple of years ago when she found out about the remains in the front of her cottage. She showed a proper interest, as anyone might do. Then she became almost obsessive about it. Then one day she came banging on the door of my cottage in a terrible state. And apparently she'd been visited in the night by some monk, old monk, who had begged her to free his imprisoned spirit from the tomb. Which sounds ridiculous, but Agatha was deadly serious, I assure you. To us it sounds daft, but to Agatha it's very real. Anyway, ever since she's been asking stonemasons to uncover the rubble and find out what's in there, and they tell her she's balmy and that there's nothing there, so whenever she gets the chance, she does a little digging on her own account. And no doubt in time she will tell herself that the spirit has been released, and then it'll all be over and done with.
Is that all it is?
That's all it is.
I thought it might be something else.
Oh, what, may I ask?
I can't answer that. I don't know.
Well, I'm no psychiatrist. I've got no time for them between you and me, but I would hazard a wee guess that Agatha has something on her conscience that she would have fly away. And no doubt it will when she gets through to whatever is under that pile of rubble.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Who are those people outside? They look like the police.
They are the police, ma'am. I'm Chief Superintendent Franks. My identification. Mademoiselle de Faujas, I think. Known to most of us as Gabrielle. Yes?
So you have found me. Your police are as good as they say, Inspector.
Chief Superintendent, ma'am. If you ladies will be seated, I will explain my presence here. Does rather matter, I think. I have reason to believe that you were a passenger on a small chartered aircraft that left Paris, Saracon Airfield, at approximately 15:09 on August the 8th, bound for Kastrup, Denmark, and subsequently left there, scheduled for Shannon Era at 19:08, the same evening. We know that the pilot died in flight due to delayed action poison, administered something like 2 hours previously by persons unknown. Somehow that plane was crash-landed on Rannoch Moor. You escaped unhurt and made your way here. In principle, am I right, madame?
Mademoiselle.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Chief Superintendent. Admirably deduced. Almost faultless.
There was no other passenger? May I ask, then, How you managed to get that plane down with a dead pilot at the controls?
I can't tell you that. I don't really know. When I saw the pilot was dead, I could only think of holding the manche à balai. Yes,
The control column.
yes. And doing what they do in the cinema. It seemed to work until we reached the level of the mountains. I knew we were crossing the mountains of Scotland. The pilot had said so. Suddenly we were bumping along the ground. But it was soft, not like I expected. And c'était fini. And I was alive.
Yes, that's just about what we imagined. We are assuming, Madame,
Mademoiselle.
we are assuming that you left France hurriedly because you felt your life was threatened. And I take it that you were making for Shannon to pick up a commercial flight from there to somewhere in the Americas. Well, be that as it may. It'll come as no surprise to you then to learn that there's another assassin after you. Possibly the same man that killed your pilot. We think that this is the man. Constant Delangre. Does that name or that face mean anything to you? We also have reason to believe that he's here in this immediate area. But from this moment until we catch him, you'll have police protection.
Thank you, Chief Superintendent. I'm very grateful.
You can show your gratitude, ma'am, by doing as we ask and remaining in this house until we have him in custody. My men will do any small chores you require, shopping, getting the fuel in.
Will the press be notified? I mean, is it necessary to give out any information?
No one outside the authorities knows you're here. No one will. I can get a message out if it's necessary, but I don't advise it. My men will be stationed throughout the village. Can't stop you going into the garden, but once again, I don't advise it. Thank you, ladies. I shall return probably tomorrow to take statements and ask for some answers. Meantime, I have rather more important things to attend to.
You must get away, Gabby, you must. As soon as they found this man, you must leave. You must go to America or Canada. Just get out of Europe.
Are you frightened, Agatha?
No, not for myself. But they'll send somebody else. You know what these people are like. You know the way they work. And another. Till they've silenced you.
Alors surtout ne dites à personne ce que vous m'avez dit. D'accord, Jean? Merci. Salut. John. In the corridor.
What's up? Inspector, just a minute, please. Hang about a minute, Hamish. There's something going on there.
I could use a cup of tea, Sergeant. No sugar.
Will I pass, Inspector?
You'll do. We don't get a lot of talent up here in the wilds. What are you doing after work?
The same as you, Inspector. More work.
God, don't tell me it's sausages for dinner.
You're not going to like this, sir. Isn't that the cliché? How long have we been in the job? 20-odd years? There are few surprises left, sir.
What have you found? The Salvation Army cooking the books?
There now seems every reason to believe that Gabrielle is not all she appears to be. In fact, she may well be connected with several terrorist organizations.
Ah, that. Never mind, John. There's always Zena Sharples to believe in. Not so pretty, but at least she's British.
You mean you knew? Then may I ask, sir, what in God's name are we doing protecting a pasteboard saint?
In a nutshell, Chief Inspector, we're trying to prevent a French national who's revered to the point of idolatry from being killed on British soil.
Oh, dear. Oh, I see. We don't want Joan of Arc burnt twice. Is that it?
That's it precisely, so don't you forget it. Anybody else know about her?
Only Danny Clark. He seemed to sense there's something funny, not just bias. I actually thought she was genuine. Nothing sacred, is it?
Well, there's a lesson there, John. We've all lost our faith in churches and churchmen because they asked for it. But one grasping king or one corrupt president, and the first office is gone for a Burton. No one believes in communism anymore because it's just another colour for a police state. And we're all cynical about capital. So, what's left? Half a dozen freaked-out Jesuses and do-gooders like Gabrielle. And she turns out to be a fraud. Yeah?
Inspector Hallis is here, sir.
Right, send him in.
Inspector?
Any joy?
Not so far. I grabbed the auxiliaries as soon as they arrived and deployed them around the town. The local bobbies have been commandeered and sent to Crabster, it seems. Now, that's bloody daft. The local lads know the town, the Argyle coppers don't. Still, I think we can assume that our laddie isn't hiding in the town unless he has personal friends that we don't know about. So I've sent them out now to scour the outlying district. It's going to take time. 10-mile radius. There are 37 hotels and boarding houses and 204 caravans. Give or take a few new arrivals.
Well, I don't see our man as a caravan enthusiast, even temporarily.
Oh, maybe not. But if I wanted to hang about here unobserved, I'd find an unoccupied caravan. Still, suit yourself.
No. Do the caravans, too.
Morning.
Morning.
I'm looking for this one. Have you seen it?
I'm sorry.
Did you see it? You want to smoke this?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Could you take me to Indolosi, please, to the railway station? Thank you.